York were mostly found in low-income, high-crime areas, city jails like Rikers Island and state prisons. But now gang membership in New York City is at an all-time high. That's according to multiple law enforcement officials. And the age of the gang members is barely in the double digits. This chart from Vanguard Crime Strategies, LLC, shows the overall structure of gang life in New York City. It looks organized, but it's complex and even chaotic, with shifts and even coalitions between former rivals called ops. In New York City, there are four main nationally affiliated gangs: the Bloods, the Crips, Folk Nation, and the Trinitarios. Under them, there are hundreds of smaller groups called sets or crews. There's no exact census on actual numbers, but law enforcement officials estimate it's in the tens of thousands.
They're putting everything online, or whether they're rapping about their ops, or whether they're kicking over candles, or whether they're actually doing drills. They're doing everything online, and they're documenting and creating their own digital footprint.
We had exclusive access to NYPD Gun Violence Suppression Division takedowns in Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, where police and prosecutors put alleged trigger pullers in handcuffs. Police say both shooters and their victims are getting younger, and 96% are minorities.
You have to realize that about 65% of our shootings in New York City historically have a gang nexus.
Gang members' digital boasting and posting of crimes and threats leaves a digital fingerprint and a fast track to a conviction, says prominent criminal defense attorney Arthur Aidala, who represents Chef G.
The pictures of you with the guns that you put on your Instagram page, well, we got that. The picture of you doing some kind of rant about something, that's going to come in. Or if at the very least, it's going to be used against you.
Yeah, they done came a long way from the Warriors. That's for real. I remember when I first seen the movie The Warriors. That movie turned me out. I think I had to been like, what, 7 years old? 7, 8. I seen that movie. It was on and cracking. I wanted to be a gang member. From that point on, that we went to school, me and my relative, I challenged a couple dudes to a gang fight during recess. I didn't even have a hood. I just knew it was a gang fight. We finna have a gang fight. We went out there, some shit went down. You know what I'm saying? The principal came out. Principal broke his arm. I became a legend. You know what I'm saying? In elementary. I was hooked. I was on that gang shit from 7. And it's crazy that I can sit back now at a ripe OG age and understand what New York is going through. New York is simply going through the same thing that every city that had a major gang problem went through, had to go through. It's a phase. It's almost a peak. You understand me? The worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? Chicago done had it. Los Angeles done had it. Minneapolis had it. Everybody remembers 95. Ironically, this is when New York named us murder rappers, because we had the highest murder rate per capita in America. Now you see New York, which is kind of new on the gang landscape. Like I said, they've had gangs because the Warriors, they had gangs back then. You know what I'm saying? They got the mafia. But the new gangs, the Folks, the Crips, the Bloods, the Latin Kings, the Stones, things of that nature, this is relatively new. And that's why I said, this is why they're now finally just going through their phase that you go through when you have these types of organizations in your city and they get on peak level madness, pushing the line. New York is where the RICO was created. You understand me? So you can definitely count on the RICO cases coming one after the other, continuously. Every time you turn on the news, you're going to see another gang in New York going down on a RICO indictment. Welcome to Club Fed. I never been out to New York. Closest I've been was Philly when I was in Glen Mills. And when I was out there, you know, wasn't no gangs. The gangs they had were local. You know what I'm saying? What you had the Junior Black Mafia. You had a couple other cats that were in Philly. You know, met some Baltimore cats, a lot of East Coast cats that I met. They was in like little posses and, you know what I'm saying, cliques. But they wasn't banging Bloods, Crips yet. They hadn't hit. And Vice Lords and GDs definitely. They hadn't even heard of it when I was out there. So it's kind of, yeah, like I said, it's wild that New York is basically the last major city to go through this. You know what I'm saying? They're young in this gangbanging thing. And they're doing it on a level that's unheard of because, like I said, they got that surveillance, all that surveillance around the city. It's madness. I don't know how you think you're going to get away with it. You heard the report. They sitting just watching y'all's videos. They sitting just watching y'all Instagrams, your YouTubes, collecting evidence because you guys are literally writing your demise. You're writing your statement as you go along. I bet you by the time they hit you, they done already got everything. It's not like they're hitting you cats and then collecting the evidence. They're collecting the evidence as you go along. Every time you post, every time you go live. So you got to smarten up, man. Either you want money or you want notoriety. And this notoriety that you're trying to chase, you got to go to prison or risk death for that. You understand me? And it's a small margin. You got a better chance joining the NBA than becoming a reputable in this age. That's real talk. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Share this video. Smash that notification bell so you can get notified the next time we drop. And with that, safety first.